The Hot Highlights is back because I'm slowly working towards getting back on schedule. So for, I guess, the first week in probably at least a month or two, The Hot Highlight is back. So get super excited because it's going to be coming up right after my intro. What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick from MWK Pop, and I want to welcome you back for another episode of The Hot Highlight. I know that it has been a very, very long time since I've uploaded one of these, but you know, with school starting and stuff like that, I've been a little bit busier than I would otherwise would have been, and my free time on some of these days that I have off from work has been taken up. Not to mention my work schedule is a bit different, so you know, we've had to work around and figure out exactly how I'm going to get to producing these videos back on the normal schedule that I was before, but we're figuring it out and slowly getting back on track. So this is the first episode of The Hot Highlights, hopefully of what will continue to be a streak of normally uploaded episodes until the end of time. So with that being said, let's get it started talking about my 3 favorite songs from the last week as we get prepared for yet another week of K-pop releases. So we're basically in this one just going to talk about my 3 favorite songs. So let's get it started with the first song that I want to talk about, and that is Taeyeon's solo debut song titled I. And I think that it is really, really fantastic. Solo songs and releases from groups really do excite me because, you know, we see them in a group, we see them playing their role within the group, and whether or not they are a, you know, main vocalist who gets the majority share of the lines or attention in the group or not, they do have to share some of that spotlight with the other members of the group. And with Girls' Generation being such a big group, there's a lot of, you know, attention that needs to be spread around, even if the attention spread is not equal amongst all of the members. So with Taeyeon getting a solo opportunity to, you know, take the spotlight for herself and show everybody much more of what she can do in, you know, when she's performing, singing her songs on her album, as opposed to performing as a member of Girls' Generation, and I'm absolutely in love with that. And this album in general, listening to not only I, but the rest of the album in general, has really made me appreciate her as a, you know, talent and a vocal talent. I have to say that this album has pretty much turned me into a Taeyeon fanboy. I absolutely love her. She is fantastic. Now, specifically regarding the song I, the promotion and the title song for the new album, when I first listened to it, I wasn't really, you know, super amazed by it. I love it. I think that it's a really fantastic song, but you know, I see it more in the context of the album, you know, not as something that is gonna be super crazy amazing. It's a really good song, and it really, I think, serves more as a teaser or an introduction into all of the different things that you're gonna hear her do through the various songs in the album. You know, you've got her hitting some high power vocals in this song. She goes down to some more soft emotional notes, and then she's also, you know, using her voice and the talents to do, you know, work out all the vocal techniques to do all kinds of cool and interesting things with that as well. So even if the song itself to me is not like my favorite song ever, I still love it, and I definitely see that this is a really good introduction and a teaser to get people interested in looking into the solo album, which you haven't already. I don't know why you wouldn't have, but if you haven't, you definitely should listen to it, or at least check out my album review of it so you can hear exactly what my favorite parts of it are, because there's literally nothing I didn't like about the album. Moving on from that though, we gotta talk about the first ever comeback from a rookie group that debuted at the beginning of the year called Oh My Girl, and their song titled Closer. For this one, I haven't gotten a chance to listen to the full album yet, so I can't really talk about that in that regards, but the one thing that I am absolutely in love with from this song is how much they have changed from their debut. Their debut song, Cupid, was, you know, that girly pop stuff that you are normally expecting to hear from a rookie girl group that has just made their debut. And, you know, it was good, it was catchy, it was quite an enjoyable song. Even if it wasn't, again, my favorite song in the world, it still was very enjoyable, and it did find its way onto my iPod, the playlist on my iPod. But with this song and the change, they could have definitely stuck with that normal with that pop style, they could have, you know, just refined it a little bit and advanced towards, you know, more grown-up feel and stuff like that. But they didn't. They decided they're gonna go more for a vocal track, something that's definitely a bit more artistically creative in the music video and the way that the song itself is recorded and composed. And overall, you get a song that for a rookie group is mind-blowing. At least for me. I watched that, I listened to that song and I was like, wow, this is a very, very amazing song from this group. And you know, with the pop stuff, you don't, I mean, of course, to sing it and stuff like that, you do have to have the vocal talent to do that, but there's a lot of stuff and, you know, work that they do on the vocals and stuff and just instrumentation that, you know, kind of twists it and warps it and hides it a little bit to fit into the, you know, general sound that they want to get from for the song. But when you're singing more of a ballad track, something that focuses more on the vocals, you get to hear more of their raw vocal ability, and that is what we heard in this song. And I mean, of course, just as you would expect with a group that is, you know, in K-pop or just a group in general, they can sing. They're pretty good singers. This one, again, it's still not 100% their pure raw voices. It still was worked on to, you know, twist and, you know, manipulate the sound into something that, you know, the producers were trying to get to for the sound and feeling of the song. But, you know, we did get a better idea of what their raw voices sounded like, and that is something that I really, really liked as well. So even though I haven't listened to the full album, this is definitely one that is on my list that I am definitely going to check out. I might be doing an album review of this one in the future as well. So, you know, when that is, you know, up, it'll be up sometime next week, probably Tuesday or Friday is when my album reviews are generally out. So keep an eye out on your subscription feed for that one. So we're moving on to the third, and since we're talking about groups that are making drastic changes in their style and, you know, sound, I think that this is a perfect segue to move into another comeback song from the group Melody Day. And Melody Day, in the 3 or 4 songs that I've ever listened to them, they are not anything like what they have come out with in their song titled Speed, which was released in the middle of the week, Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. And it's really, really just amazing to me. When I first, you know, the first maybe half of the song, when I watched it, I was just so amazed and taken aback by the fact that they changed from, you know, being more of a vocal oriented group to now they're going for pop. They're doing a, you know, like an actual K-pop song and style and music video, and everything about this just is so K-pop. It's not really funny. I mean, it's K-pop, of course it is. Whereas before they weren't really doing, you know, what we would consider to be, you know, that group-based K-pop sound. And they changed it up, absolutely changed it from what they were doing before. And, you know, and I really do like that. One, I just like the fact that they've changed and they're trying to go and do something different, right? Just doing something different that they've never done before, to my knowledge, is really, really exciting. I love that when groups when groups change up their concept, sound, style, whatever it is. I love it when groups do that. The only thing that I'm a bit worried about is that Melody Day, for me, is the group that I love as the vocal-based group that they are. And if they're going for more of a pop sound, I really hope that they're not doing it to, you know, or maybe they are doing it to gain a bit more attention, but I'm hoping that they don't stick with it, you know, in the long term, because there's groups that have done that and have changed from their concept and have, you know, done something to get more attention and more popularity, and they've just never at this point they just don't seem to be wanting to go back to what they were doing before, which was the reason why I like them, right? I like Melody Day for the vocal ability that they've got, the, you know, just the vocal basis of their songs and all of that stuff that goes along with that, with them not being a, you know, explicitly, you know, pop sounding group. And, you know, seeing that they've gone to that pop style and look, I really like it. Like I said, I like how they changed up and they're doing something different, but I'm just really hoping that they don't stick to it for too long, because at a point it's gonna get old unless they just keep reinventing themselves and doing something different and mind-blowing every single time, which I think that they do have that, you know, ability. Like this song, what I don't think is, you know, gonna be the best pop song of the year, but, you know, it's really good. The style of it all fits them really, really well. I think, you know, it's performed well. The song is pretty catchy, and just overall, it's a really fun song to listen to. So I think that it's a really good, you know, first move into that pop, you know, look and sound for Melody Day. But like I said, Hopefully they don't stick to it, or if they do, they're gonna keep bringing us stuff that's, you know, new and interesting with every new release. Otherwise, it's gonna get quite stale, and then I will start wishing that they were back to their old, you know, style with the vocal basis and all that stuff. So there you go. Those are my 3 favorite songs of the week. Taeyeon and I, Oh My Girl, and their first comeback, Closer, Melody Day, just absolutely changing up what they were doing before from what they were doing before with their song Speed Up. So that is basically gonna be it for this episode. I don't really have any extra sort of songs that I want to, you know, highlight or talk about in addition to my 3 favorites, so we're just gonna end it there. But I'm gonna leave you guys with a question, because I wanna know what your 3 favorite songs of the week were. They could be, you know, album tracks, they could be title tracks, they could be from a group that I've never heard of before. I wanna know. Leave your answers to that question in the comment box below. Also, get connected with me on social media. I've got links to all of my profiles down in the description box below. Click those, give me a follow, and I would really, really appreciate it if you did that for like every single one that you possibly could. So that is gonna be it for this episode of the Hot Highlights. As always, I'm gonna thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Talk about some other songs. So this week was absolutely insane. We had a ton of absolutely fantastic releases from big groups, from new groups, and then we even had a couple of one pretty solid debut. And it just, this week had a little bit of everything you could possibly ask. And